What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Toddcast. On today's edition, I'm actually on vacation. This is my first day of vacation. I sat at home sipping coffee until about 11 o'clock, got bored, so decided to come work on something that I've been putting off. I've got all these O-rings and shims. I think probably my biggest complaint right now, and probably my viewers' biggest complaint, is this. Everybody gets tired of hearing that clang, 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 and it's not the pins and bushings are wore out on this thing. It's just missing some gussetry and rubber padding to quieten this thing down. So I don't see how that is supposed to fit in there. And you can see these big washers. So I'm going to try to put this on. And I'm looking in here. I'm not sure exactly how that should fit, but I'm just gonna put it on. We'll see how it does and go from there. One way or another, this thing's gonna be quieter. That's a fact. So, need some toolage to get this thing off of here. I have the right size of socket, so we're having to improvise. Break this thing loose. Oh, that thing wasn't very tight at all. It's convenient for us, isn't it? Quite convenient. Let's take this bolt out and we can knock those side to side and see how this is going to work out. I really don't think those are the right washers, but we're going to see. Or it won't. I don't think it'll be that big of a fight. This one might be the... Nope. No problem. Somebody over there running their trimmer, aren't they? Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to take this whole guard off just to get to that, or get this bolt out. That's lovely. There we go. Let's just, that goes over top of that grease fitting, and well, that pin's moving easy. But I put that round in, and you can use a socket in there too over that grease fitting and just knock this through. Where the cylinder hooks to the center of the thumb should hold that thumb up. Good enough anyway. Oh yes, that's definitely through now. This is my hang up. This can't be right, because you put this over here and it's just the diameter of that bushing there. But the diameter of this in here, I would think, would be, you know, this should go on first. Then we should have an O-ring that fits around this. So I'm going to go find the right O-ring. Current deal on those rubber gaskets slash O-rings. I called my dealer. They have got those ordered, or supposed to order them. But I'm impatient, so we're going to Tractor Supply to see if we can find something comparable in size and how it's made. And if I find it, we're going to put it in. And we're going to have this thing ready to go for when we get back from vacation. let's get to it. Let's see here. So with our other parts on order, just grabbed a couple of these gaskets from Tractor Supply. Let's see how they fit. Like a glove. And I bet this is what somebody else did, because when I first bought this machine, there was no rubber gaskets, but the metal shims that were in here were all crinkled and crushed around. So I'm thinking they used a rubber gasket or grommet like this that was too small, and it allowed it to kind of pinch the edges of that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use what I've got, and I'm gonna order all brand new rubber bushings and metal washers for each 1, 2, 3, 4 section, and then hopefully this will last long enough so you guys don't go crazy listening to this thing banging and clanging, and me too. And then sometime this winter, if we get a day down, we'll just put all new stuff in here. So let's just throw this on and see how it makes a difference in sound. Well, let's see if we can get this stuff to behave. This little part sandwich. The only thing about that washer being so small, it's not going to want to line up as easily. Well, it might work pretty good. Let's give it a tappy tap tap. Just wiggle my hammer around in there to help things line up. Let's see how it do. Now that lined up pretty good. See if I can just lift up a little to help things. That's what it was. I just didn't have it lined up good enough. There's that side. Might have pulled this side too tight. See, putting that side in, close this gap up pretty tightly. May not need to do but one side. Well, now here's the deal. I'm here knocking in here. See, this one's just about toast. So I'm gonna knock my pin all the way back through. Put a washer in there. I think that's what I want to do. Just so y'all know, I did put a strap on here to kind of help hold that into its spot. It may still fall out, who knows. Hopefully just having this in here will make everything kind of stay put. If it doesn't, it's okay. See how much further we need to go with that. It's gonna have to go all the way in. 2 extensions are better than 1. Now you just everything stay in place. So I don't want to go too far. I just want to go far enough. Thing seems to be staying put. I don't want to stick my fingers in the way, because if that does give, it could be not good for the fingers. Well, that's slippery. Let's see if I can just break that. Man, that's a tough little washer. See, there's a lip right here for this one, so that's all good. Let me get my razor. Well, now I just don't know where in the world I put my razor knife at. It'll turn up when I don't need it. Oh, there's definitely a shim in there. 1 shim. Let's switch that out. Let's just see how this is going to fit. Yeah, that's going to be a lot better. I think. Let me get something to wedge in there. Get this thing started. That's so weird. Almost feel like I need to take that out to do this. There's those. That's right, folks. The Mac is back, but it's gotta go back out. I'm having to take a break from our current little project to run the Big Mac here to get the barn gate hinges welded back on. The folks who had this truck before, for whatever insane reason, decided they wanted to cut those hinges off, which might have worked for them, but definitely doesn't work for me. Absolutely not. I need a barn gate, so I'm packed this sucker full of logs and brush, as full as I can legally get it. So we're gonna take this down to Mr. Philip Shope. Thank you, Philip. I am looking forward to the difference this makes. We'll get back to the project at hand after we drop this off with him and hopefully get the excavator squared away. Man, this vacation's off to a great start. We just got back to the yard. One thing to keep in mind, we're going to go ahead and jerk this pin all the way back out. There will be nothing holding the bottom of this thumb, and since it's leaning out, more than likely it's going to swing up and catch there. But when we go to pull this pin out, we're not going to be under that, just in case it somehow does pivot down. We could have strapped that to there, but we need this stuff to be movable a little bit so we can manipulate it and get everything where we want it. So let's do this as carefully and safely as possible. Hopefully everything is just pretty well where it needs to be. Now with this bar in here, it's not going to be able to flip down doing it this way. So I can leave that bar in there and it'll secure that. Use just a little bit more. See that? See, now I still got my bar in there and I can manipulate this stuff. Cool. Let's just go ahead and get this stuff out of here. Now for the remainder of this little project, I've got my quick connect placed down on the deck of the trailer, and I can take my hammer and tap it forwards and back and get everything lined up the way I want. Plus I have my nice little bitty 6-foot pry bar to work with. So that's all good. Well, line it up pretty good. So now this side's pretty well. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull everything out, I think. Notice I'm keeping my distance from that joker. I'm not getting whacked in the head today. Hopefully. I hope not. Okay. There's that. See if I can just manipulate that a little bit. Rubber pieces, this piece is cone shaped, and that gasket or washer, whatever you want to call it, sits on that, and that's what holds it centered. Got that. Cool. There she blows. That's a heavy thumb. It's got some size to him. Let me figure out what I want to do with that. If I just want to leave it up there for now. I don't think so. I don't think that's what I want, but we'll see. Let me figure this one out. So with that out of the way, I can focus on getting my rubber grommets or washers, whatever you want to call them, back in here. Line this up, get a pin in, and then I can work my way as far as getting it all back together. The outside washers will be easy to get back in. The inside ones will be a little bit of a chore. Got both of them lined up and on there. Tricky part will be getting them to stay put while I do this. Here's where it's painfully obvious that I'm not a mechanic. Turns out that these actually fit perfectly around that bushing as padding. So I think what I need to do is take those metal washers and put in here to tighten it up. Well, I had to back up, get some pipe lubricant, which is real kind of a sticky, almost like a lard type stuff, and it'll hold that stuff, hopefully. Since I don't have an extra set of hands, we'll be able to just ratchet that on up on there. Hopefully. We shall see, won't we? Let's just hope this makes it a little easier. Let me get some spray lube here. Leave all this up. At least the start of things. Get it all good and slick so things don't grab and try to hold on. That's just how it goes sometimes. There was 2 different sizes of these silver washers, and I think that there was a reason for that. Oh, don't you do that. Both sides are trying to come loose, but we're just going to take our time, work our way up, and hopefully be successful here. Hopefully we can be successful. think we will be. Maybe. Oh, people. It's not one. And that's not wanting to move. Oh, you hateful cuss. Get in there. See, now that one stayed where it's supposed to. This other side is wanting to move, so maybe if I can just... Oh, yeah, that's doing it. Yeah. So I'm pressing down on this other side. I'm pressing down on the top of that silver piece, and each time I hit that, it's sliding back into place. So, goody gumdrops. Now we're going to click one more. Oh yes. 1 inch at a time. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ah. Wanted to move, but slid right back in place now. Whew. Let's get this pin in before it changes his mind. Let's see where we're at. There he goes. Oh yeah. Come on, baby. All right. Let's see. I think I can probably. Yeah, I can just take the strap loose now. We got something going on, don't we? Okay. Now then, I'm gonna go in and get that. Now, as long as you're on either side of this boom, you're pretty well safe right now. I won't say you're 100% safe because that's a good way to get sick. And I can't afford to get sick. Okie dokie. We got a little bit of a scar in it. I'm going to grab those Tractor Supply grommets that I had. Put them on. Half of it in. See if we make this happen now. We need to wrench down on it just a little more. Pull it up. See if that did it. These dang washers are just such a pain. I don't know why they got to be that way. Hateful. Hateful. I think I need to put it back on the trailer. After much twisting, beating and banging, I got one of my Tractor Supply garments in here. I got the two actual Yanmar gussets, rubber grommets, whatever you want to call them, spacers in here. And I've wedged two of the metal spacers in here. That combination made this the tightest fit. I'm sure it's not like textbook how it's supposed to go, but as long as it doesn't bang and clang and annoy you guys, it's gonna make me happy. Tell you, pipe grease really made a lot of this easier. Just gonna tap these little metal rings almost exact, because they are almost a press fit type of deal. This would have been a lot easier with extra set of hands, but that's okay. Let's see if I can get this to tap. There it goes. And there's the hit the metal little spacer, so we're just gonna have to get them. Excuse me. So that pipe grease in there is not exactly helping me see, so we'll get it cleaned out where I can see if I'm lined up, because if I hit this right now, it'll bend those little washers, and then we've got a fitment issue. We don't want that. I don't like issues. Issues do not make the world go round. So what I've learned today is this is not a one-man job. Not a one-man job at all. Okay. I know one thing, it's probably gonna be a lot quieter machine for you guys now. What I'm kind of doing now is to line those washers up. The edges of that pin are chamfered, so I'll look in here, see which way I need to pull them, and as I pull on the thumb, which is held up by the pin at this point, I'm safe. I'll just pull, tap, pull, tap. And we just work our way in. That's all there is to it at this point. There it is. Now I've just got to make sure my bolt hole is lined up, and we can slap this thing back together. Don't let me play now. Not shaking my arms anyway. She's coming together. We'll get tested out here in a little bit, I think. Bolts, that nut's going back on a lot easier than it came off. There's that. I'll tighten that down. We'll give this thing a try. Just jam this right in here. So as to not kind of load the video, I put the camera there in the same position, but sound is the biggest thing we're wanting to check. So I still have a little bit of side to side motion where the quick coupler mounts to the stick, but we don't have any motion of the thumb where it mounts to the main pin. Let's just move just a little bit of dirt here. You guys just comment, let me know if it seems quieter than it was in past videos. This is my little topsoil pile. I think it's a lot better. I wish I could have got those shims in. They just weren't going to happen, so. Still got a little rattle, but I don't think it's near as bad as it used to be. Definitely seems more firm. Oh yeah, it's definitely more solid to me. You guys comment, let me know what you think about this little repair, and we'll really put it through some motions on the next project, which is going to be super fun.